Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Secondary Heroes podcast. We're talking about the Moon Knight episode 6 season finale. We're going to talk about that episode plus the whole season. This show's Trevor, and joining me as usual is.
Hey guys, it's Prague.
And this is Alexander Wolfgang.
And we have a special guest joining us this week.
Back again, it's Michelle.
Nice.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hi, Michelle.
Welcome
how are you?
back.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. How are you
Good,
guys
good.
doing?
Not bad at all. Little
Excited for
sunburn,
this.
but that's all good. I did get to watch the show, so that's always a bonus, right?
There
When
you
I
go.
actually get to watch the show.
Mhm.
Well, so is this the greatest thing that Marvel has ever put out?
We will be discussing that today on our
Yes, we
episode.
will. My God, there are people on Twitter who would say so. So
Hey.
they're allowed
I
to
That's
think
have
our
their
Doctor
Doctor
opinions.
Strange episodes does a separate episode. We're talking Moon Knight, right?
We're talking Moon Knight, baby. We are talking the Moon of the Night.
We are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we got some stuff to pick apart here.
We do.
Let's start. Let's start this.
Well,
Okay,
let's
so-
explain how this works.
Yeah, if you're brand
gosh.
new, you've never listened, thank you for joining us in the season finale. I mean, what we talk about the whole season. You don't even need to hear us talk about 1 through 5. That's just who cares. So straight up, we're gonna offer spoiler-free reviews. So say you haven't seen it yet, say you're waiting for a couple days. We're gonna say, was it good? Was the episode good? Was the season good? And then after that, we're gonna spoil every single aspect of everything that is Moon Knight. So we'll be sure to let you know before that happens. But for spoiler-frees, who wants to begin?
I'll go first. Seems
Figured.
like nobody else is jumping to it. So this was a fun episode. I enjoyed the episode. It had its problems, but all in all, it was pretty cool. I dug it.
Alright.
I think after the credits, and this shouldn't be a spoiler to anybody who watches anything Marvel. There is an after credit scene. I think that really rounded this episode out in such a good way. Like at the end of the episode, I rolled my eyes until they had the after credit scene. Then I'm like, okay, I'm right back in. This is okay. Now that's a stamp of approval, baby.
All right. I kind of echo that in a way. I will say I had fun with this finale. Not that this is going to be that there was such a high bar or low bar or anything with finales so far, but I do think this is probably the best season finale of the MCU Marvel show so far. Not like it's like exponentially better than anything we've seen so far, but out of all of them, I think this might have been probably the best. Maybe on par with WandaVision for me or Loki. I don't know. Maybe Loki was a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I think it really helped me realize that this show should have been a film. I really do, because like there are certain scenes that happen in the finale that are phenomenal. Like I would have rather have seen them take their time and put a lot more money into certain scenes and seen it on a big screen, because there's some impressive, fun stuff that happened in this episode. Not everything, like to Alice's point, was perfect or anything. I just really wish they would have spent more time and money on this series, because I really do find it intriguing. I think this character, who I did not know before watching the series, I knew nothing about the character. Like, yeah, I was kind of intrigued. Like, I kind of want to see this character now, and yeah, I think it would have benefited from more time.
Very cool.
But it was fun.
I would say that after 4 and 5, I was pretty optimistic where we're going. I was like, okay, I'm digging what Moon Knight's putting down. And I feel like the finale for me, I didn't care about anything that happened. It felt just like a DC item. It didn't really have any, there was no stakes at all whatsoever. So of the points where I'm rolling my eyes of what's happening, it just kind of, I lost interest. There's a lot of like just little things, but once it was over, I didn't really have any feeling at all that I'd ever want to see Moon Knight again. And after 4 and 5, after 4, I wanted to watch 5. After 5, I wanted to watch 6. But after 6, I'm like, that cool. We told Moon Knight's story. This is all you guys are going to do. It's a full standalone thing. I see what you setup you're going for, but they just didn't have me care about the character. Like, there's a few fun things like sequences, but when you just think of all the I don't know, I felt like the climax, there was no climax to the story. I feel like they took the climax away from us just with the narrative they've chosen.
That is actually kind of a fair point. I kind of feel that too, that there wasn't a true climax to this, which is why I think we needed that stinger at the end. It felt incomplete at the end of it. So fair point.
Well, it left you with a lot of question marks without the thing at the end. There was way too many question marks still. So sorry, and Michelle.
It's okay, Alex. I'm going to kind of echo a little bit of everybody. There were definitely some highlights. There were parts of it that I really liked. There were other parts that I thought were kind of hokey and cheesy. But ultimately, I felt kind of underwhelmed by it. Maybe this is Trevor rubbing off on me, but I expected more. And I felt kind of let down by it.
Oh, no. Let down. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I think I do take back my this is the best finale. I told you.
When you said that, I was like,
oh wait, Loki was actually amazing. I forgot.
Right. I would say, okay, for me, if I'm going to rank them all at this point, I'm going to probably put this at number 2. I like Loki best. I would say this is next. I mean, hey, and I'll even say Falcon was great in this episode. This is probably the best Falcon we've ever seen.
Oh boy!
Wink, wink.
Spoilers,
the first time I've heard that.
Stick around for those spoilers, baby. Yeah, we got a better Falcon in this show. So, yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier, not so good. That's very low on the totem pole. But and then where was I? I was Loki, Moon Knight, and then what's the one that WandaVision? I think that's probably my number 3. Unless I'm missing something. I could be missing something at this point. God.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye wasn't too bad. I would put Hawkeye. You know what? My top 5 is pretty solid. I really I like this. Yes.
Are we realizing that these shows are somewhat forgettable? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Marvel's really good at having forgettable TV shows.
They also have a lot of content. Like, to be fair, a lot.
It's too much content at this point. Like, I'm starting to feel the fatigue. I'm feeling that, like this Star Wars thing. I was feeling the Star Wars fatigue when we got the new movies and we had, the Rogue Ones and all that other stuff. I was like, okay, man, we're beating a dead horse here. And I'm kind of feeling that now.
It's even tougher than that just because, like, this isn't a Doctor Strange episode, but there's a lot of required viewing before you see Doctor Strange 2. Once I left the theater, I was like, you can't just be like, oh,
I'm
look,
gonna watch
a new
this
Marvel
movie, right?
and just show up. You can't do that.
Wait a second. What? Oh no. Oh man.
It's okay, Alex. You should be fine. I think you've seen.
I've seen enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah, but luckily for Moon Knight, it is fully standalone. You don't need to know anything about Marvel to fully watch this show.
That's true.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's the great part.
In fact, it's almost not a Marvel show.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, it's not. So
cool.
There's that.
Should we move into the spoilers?
And do some socials? Yes.
Okay. Well, then, make sure to check us out over on Across the Streams Media. Oh, look at that. If you're watching on YouTube, I make those noises because if you're watching on YouTube, you can see a little banner at the bottom. If you're listening, you have no idea why I'm going, ooh.
If you're watching on YouTube, you see why I'm making those noises.
You can go over to crossthestreamsmedia.com and you can leave us a voicemail. Let's say you don't like what we have to say about this show. Let's say
you guys don't know anything.
Oh, trust me. We've had enough controversy on Twitter of people saying that they don't like our opinion at all. And you know what? Opinions are like, well, you know what? I'll let you finish that sentence. Check us out over on Twitter as well, at Secondary Heroes. That's Secondary Heroes everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those places. Trying to be a little more active. I was beach camping, so I wasn't active this whole week. Anyways, at Secondary Heroes everywhere. Go on to YouTube. YouTube, you can actually watch us, and it's pretty fun, I guess. Every now and again, whenever I edit the episodes, you'll see pictures, you'll see things pop up. Boop, 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 boop. Every now and again, I'll throw a trailer in here too, but not with this episode. You know why? Because it's the finale, baby. We're done. So yeah, go over there, watch us. Make sure to like, subscribe. Hey, if you don't like us, share us with your enemies. That'll show them. Anyways, all this is free for you and it's priceless to us.
Oh.
Excellent. So now, if you have not seen the show and you care about spoilers, you can pause and come back later. But we're about to spoil the entirety of the entire series, like all of Moon Knight, not just episode 6, but the whole series, because this wraps up the story. Like I said, this could be a
Wraps up.
standalone season. Like
Wraps
they left
up.
intrigue, but
That was a good pun.
Sorry.
yes, purposeful.
It probably
Oh.
won't be, but
No, this is gonna be there's gonna be another one.
Oh, they're milking this dead horse.
Oh
to
yeah.
cross analogies.
Milking dead horses. Milking, beating, all the above, man. Wow.
Oh boy.
So it seems like we're kind of all over the place with this episode.
yes.
Why don't we start with the stuff that we did like?
Let's try to remember what happened this episode.
So I liked Layla's costume.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. Let's start with
Oh.
Layla because she was probably
Falcon
the standout of the
2.0.
series.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, what's her, what do they
I'm
call
sorry,
her?
Wonder Woman / Falcon
Yes.
point 2.0.
I think her name is the Scarlet Scarab. I think is what she's actually
In the
called.
comics, yes.
Yeah.
Which I think they might change for this because she's a different avatar in this. Unless she decides to change later. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know
just
how the hippos avatar stuff led to that costume, but
Totally.
Hippos have wings? What?
it didn't make
sense at all.
any sense.
But
it's
I guess
cool.
okay, this is all I can, and literally this just dawned on me, popped in my head right as you were finishing talking, is the costume thing. The hippo does have the scarab on the chest with the giant wings coming off of the scarab. So
Sure.
that's kind of my only connection that I'm going to try and pull from for that costume.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
for now. That's fine.
She was
The point is, she's
great.
better than both the Falcon and Wonder Woman, in my opinion.
She's
That we see
both
on
at
screen.
the same time.
I just really like Layla as a character, and the actress did a great
And she
job.
did a
I
lot
think.
more than Moon Knight did too in the show.
Really did. She was like kicking butt all over the place. She took out that
Well-
henchman quietly. That was great.
And now all of a sudden, Stephen can fight too. That was a little. I was
Well,
like,
no,
wait a
he
second.
came to that realization at the end of episode 5 because Steven had character development.
Right? Remember we talked
And
about
then
this
they
last time.
killed
I
him for an
know.
emotional impact, and
Yeah.
then they're like, never mind.
Well, because Mark got to say the great line that you're my superpower. I mean, that hits you in the feels, right?
Well, okay, I thought the whole like connection, like, okay, if they were brothers, I think that connection would have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they were brothers and they were separate entities, but they're not separate entities. He's literally talking to himself.
Right.
Sorry,
Yeah.
maybe
I get it.
I
I
don't
get
know.
it.
I think it makes me wonder, especially when we see them in the afterlife and they're in separate bodies. People just like kind of forget that they're the same person, and he's basically just talking to himself.
Mhm. Yeah, I think so.
That was the thing, is like if like, yeah, you know what, whatever. It kind of worked for me. I was all right with that part. But he left the field of reeds to go save this other part of him, and he was like, oh, it's so quiet here, this is what I've always wanted. And it's like, well, then stay, dude.
Yeah, but I think he came to the realization that he didn't like it. Like he thought this is what he wanted, but once the quiet was there and the voices were gone, he's like, no, wait, I actually do miss it, because that's been such a part of his life. I think he just made that decision to go back. Like, no, I can't leave him behind. I miss that voice, as obnoxious
I
as it
miss
was.
that little weenie.
Yeah.
Wee. Okay.
Alex, you like the episode the best. What parts did you like?
So
Yeah, 'cause
okay.
you've been poo-pooing it here. Yeah, let's hear what you say.
I actually, so I do like, I guess this is kind of like, I guess on a scale. I don't know. I don't know if I really like it or if I don't like it. I have a feeling you guys are going to talk me into not liking this, but I kind of dug seeing the giant gods fighting in Cairo.
Yes.
Which,
Kind
by
of what
the
I was
way,
alluding to in my spoiler-free part.
Cairo has seen a lot lately. They've seen the sky turn into stars moving backwards 2,000 years. They're seeing giant gods. They're seeing all kinds of glowing things all the time. But people are still just walking the streets like,
Eating
oh, yeah,
dinner.
that thing,
Like, that's
that thing that
fine.
happened last night, oh, it was an anomaly, I guess. I don't know. Let's
I don't know. It's just the Avengers doing stuff again. Whatever.
If the Avengers are even a thing.
Who knows? We have not heard from them at all so far.
Exactly.
In this new phase.
You would think they would show up with gigantic gods fighting a giant crocodile and a giant bird thing.
You would think.
Can anybody else see them?
Right? Like, yeah, apparently, because they do react to it in that one episode where the sky changed. They all look up.
I know, but the
Barely.
actual sight of like the big gods fighting.
I would assume so, right? I mean, I don't know, because I guess you couldn't see them before, right? Because
Yeah.
that's a fair point. Maybe they couldn't see that. So they're just like seeing stuff fall apart for no reason.
I mean, they
That
also
would be
fight
weird.
on like the Great Pyramid, so they're like away from everybody over there. But
Yeah.
Well, I've been to Egypt. The Great Pyramids are like right on the border of Cairo. Like
okay.
Cairo butts pretty much right up against those pyramids.
Yeah, I think I've seen pictures of it being right next to it.
Yeah, so I mean, if they're slamming each other into the ground, you're feeling
Still
it.
seeing it.
Their walls are falling. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the
But-
part that like to you, like I really did enjoy that scene, but I wish we could have seen it on a bigger scale, like a bigger budget, more time,
Yeah.
more practical effects, that kind of stuff would have been awesome to see like a kaiju type fight between these two for much longer.
See,
That was
that's
one of my
what-
favorite parts of it.
That's what it felt like to me. Was like kaiju fight. I felt like I was watching Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's what it felt
A
like,
little
right?
bit.
Rangers.
Especially
Oh my
the
God,
part where
yes.
she's like soaking in the souls and she gets bigger, and I'm just think of Rita Repulsa. Like, I was like, that's what I thought of.
So that was one thing that I didn't like about that scene is the alligator was sucking in souls and was getting bigger as she was eating the souls. But then Moon Knight was just like, or not Moon Knight, but Khonshu was just like, oh, you know what? I can be big too. Whoop!
Yeah.
Now he's big. Well,
I
what?
made a
You
note
didn't
of that,
just suck
too.
in
It was-
souls?
It like
Yeah, what are you
literally
doing, buddy?
Amit's like, no one believes in you. And so that's why she could dominate him in like the little like council chamber room. But then we can all of a sudden grow to big sizes, and she should have just like stepped on him because he couldn't grow because no one believes in him. Done.
It's just like Santa Claus. That's why Santa Claus' sleigh doesn't fly anymore.
Yep.
I was gonna
Nobody
say,
believes in him.
have any of you seen Rise of the Guardians?
No.
No, I'm gonna guess not. But
I'm
it's about
like-
like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy and like Jack Frost and stuff. And
heard-
basically they defeat the boogeyman because people stop being afraid of him. They stop believing in him. That's how they defeat him.
Mm.
And I'm like,
Interesting.
oh, okay. So-
So
that's what's
I know
happening here.
I know
Okay.
of the movie. I haven't seen the movie, but it does. I mean, honestly, it does look pretty intriguing to
it's
me.
a good
I
movie.
think. Is it?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
down
maybe
with
I'll check it out.
animation, it's a good movie.
I don't. Yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah. But anyways, back to this
Yeah.
animated colossal animation, whatever.
Yeah.
None of us knew that Moon Knight could fly, right?
No.
I assume that he can like leap for a while,
Or like
based on,
glide.
comics. Like,
Yeah,
glide,
like a
glide.
Batman type of glide.
Yeah, but not
That's
fly
what I-
across the universe like that. Even though that was a cool scene, like I didn't know idea he had those powers.
Well, probably
Except for sorry, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
would say it'd probably help if we saw Moon Knight for,
Longer
at
than
all.
5 minutes?
Longer, yeah. In the whole season.
Or the fact that he makes a jet sound when he flies. That surprised me.
You didn't know that? I'd make those sounds too. When I fly. Yep.
Well, okay. And right before he flies, it was a super eye roll moment where he turns into Moon Knight and he goes, "Oh, well, they're all the way in Cairo. How am I supposed to get there? I guess you forgot. I'm the god of night." And it's like, well,
So?
what does that mean? Why?
What does that mean?
So you turn day to night, and now I can fly?
Oh. But this
He-
must mean I can fly.
You can only fly at night.
Maybe
It's
that's
the
what it
moon.
is.
It's the magnetism of the moon sucks him up, and he
yes.
just uses the gravitational
Pull
shield.
up the moon.
And of course, they had to do the Moon Knight logo into the moon, which
Of course.
which was pretty much a Batman thing. Batman's been doing that forever. God, but
Moon
Batman
Knight was
did it so much
essentially
better.
he was essentially Batman, but
That's
like,
exactly what I
with
thought. He
Egyptian
was Batman.
gods. Yeah.
Yes.
I think Moon Knight and Batman should hang out and talk about vengeance.
Vengeance. It's vengeance. You must kill them. Why? For vengeance.
For vengeance.
That was literally a line in the show. So
Yep.
yes. Well, any other gripes that you guys had?
Oh.
So
I thought we were doing the good stuff, but we can go.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
okay.
good stuff ran out.
Hold on. Well, we're beating it up already. We're like, ooh, this looks cool, but here's every crappy part of that one good.
I'm thinking.
I think my biggest gripe though is just that literally Harrow's just dominating Mark. You know, just like it's not even a fair fight. And then he blacks out and now he's turned the tables. He has his own staff up against his chest and oh, Jake did that. That's cool, but I would like to see it at one point in the
Yes!
6 episodes.
Yes!
So I've heard this complaint from almost every single person. Everyone wanted to see that. I'm like, why are you denying this?
It's a great
I
complaint.
don't get it. I don't
But
get
also,
like. I'd rather watch Daredevil on Netflix again.
like, why is Jake so powerful? Like, what about his persona makes him so powerful? Like, we're
We
like,
don't know.
he's still just a person.
But not only that, like Mark is a paid mercenary. I understand he's more than just Steven who works in a gift shop, but
Right.
Jake is like, okay, he's a taxi driver in New York who boxes undercover, whatever. Daredevil does the same thing. I don't know if he's now turning the tables on superpowered, god-powered people in a snap.
Right.
There's like a evolution that I think we're missing. Like there's a missing link of how he just is so absolutely powerful. There's one thing of, oh, he has no remorse or, you know, we see him at the end. Look, he just kills this guy point blank. So it shows that he has no conscience. He can just no moral. So the morals are holding Mark back.
I told you he's a Super Saiyan.
It is Super Saiyan mode.
It is.
Yeah, the whole Jake thing. Well, and that's the ending. That is the after credit scene is we actually get to meet Jake. And he pulls out a gun and he shoots Harrow, right? Or Arthur. He shoots Arthur. Now, let's I'm just jumping around a little bit, but I do want to say that I did like this episode. I'm not going to say that I didn't like the episode because there was a lot that was entertaining about it. I did enjoy the journey. I enjoyed the journey of Mark going from the Field of Reeds to back to the Sands, then back through trying to just get himself back was actually pretty cool. And then whenever Mark actually comes to again after being shot or whatever, and Khonshu was like, "Oh, I feel you again. Let's do this, man." I enjoyed that. I thought that was a really cool sequence. I liked all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also I liked that journey of it, and I liked the song choice. Like at the start where they're in the Field of Reeds and they sing about at the end of the rainbow. That's a good song. And then at the end when they go back to Every Day I Wake Up, those are like there was good song choice throughout the entire series.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. Too.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I like that.
Prague,
That's
do you have
about
anything else
all
you
I can
liked?
say that I liked though.
I mean, I did like Layla's transformation scene too. I thought that was kind of fun. That whole scene was kind of fun. Her reveal and everything.
I was having a hard time with the hippo channeling through her. Like every time that the hippo would talk, it was a little too poppy bubbly when there are gods looking to destroy the earth, and she's like, "Oh my God, you want to be my avatar?" Like it's like, dude, you're phoning it in a little bit. I get that you're a happy hippo, but phone it in a little bit. There's a lot of really bad stuff
She's
happening.
a happy hippo.
Listen,
now I
she's
like her
never
even
had
more.
an avatar. She's very
Right? She's excited. Exactly.
Okay,
Alex.
maybe that
She's really
is-
excited. Like, oh my God,
maybe
oh
that's
my
what it is.
God. Oh, I finally get one. Yeah, she was excited. It was cute. I enjoyed it.
She doesn't care what's happening to the people on the
I guess
Right?
not. Well, I guess because she's been so lonely, she's like, we haven't seen anyone here in so long. So
There's more people to ferry on the boat.
that's true.
Yeah, true.
Well, okay. Can we turn into some gripes? I've got questions.
Okay, I have a question too, and I want to
I
know
have lots
why
of questions.
Harrow put glass in his shoes. I thought we were gonna get an answer to that. We never did. Like it
Right.
seemed like it was
Yeah,
super
that was
important.
weird.
It was like the biggest thing, right? It opens the entire series opens with him putting shattered glass in his
broken glass
shoes.
in
You
his
think
shoe. I forgot about
this
that.
must mean something. Like I made my own interpretation out of it, which is fine. Like I'm okay with movies allowing me to do that or TV shows allowing me to do that. But when they put it so like far in your face, I thought, well, this is Marvel. They're probably going to tell us why he's doing this, and they never did.
The only thing I could think is that at the end when Amit's summoned and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, I choose you." He's like, "Oh no, like my scales are unbalanced. I'm a sinner." I was like, maybe it was penance.
Oh, penance. Yeah, that was my guess.
That'd
it
be
was
my
penance.
guess, but yeah, it's very unclear.
Right. And
Right.
as I said, I usually enjoy, TV shows and films that don't hold my hand, but I felt like that one should have been addressed.
Yeah.
Just for general audiences, I think it should have been. It was just kind of
Well,
odd that it wasn't.
And I do think that they do point it back out at it in this episode with the blood
Right, they do.
from the
right, which
shoe.
I thought, oh, here we go. This is it.
Right, this is going to be the moment. Right, exactly. But like, I'm sure there was a lot of people who were watching this show and they were like, they probably completely forgot about the glass in the shoe completely, to where they were like, well, why is his feet bleeding?
There you go. Yeah.
Am I the only one who, when he was back in the psych ward at the end, I wanted that to be it? Like it is actually all been in his mind the whole time.
Kind of.
I
Yeah.
wanted that to be the
I would have
end.
been fine with it, honestly.
Yeah, a little bit of me was
I feel
"Ooh,
like that would have
that's
been
cool."
a lot more poignant.
Yeah.
I feel like I wanted to see Jake pop out at one of these scenes. Like I wanted him to pop out in that scene of being back in there and him going nuts in there, rather than, oh, I'm done here. Adios, Gator. And then he closes his eye and like Later's Gators, whatever he says. I don't know.
I feel like the way they
Adios,
used,
crocodiles.
I feel like the way they used that scene, it was completely unnecessary. I don't think
Unnecessary.
we needed to go back to the asylum
Yeah,
just for him to
what
be
was
like,
up
I don't
with
need to
that?
be here. Like,
What? I'm just here for 2 seconds. Bye. Like, I guess it's setting up the idea that there's like this in between place where that is. Maybe. I don't know. I don't get it.
But I felt like he already got out. He got out of there.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was
I guess
weird.
because he was kind of dead for a minute. I don't know.
Was he?
I don't know, man. I don't know why he went back there. I'm just trying to grasp at straws for them right now. I'm trying to see why people love this as much as they did. Like, I didn't hate this show at all. Like, I really enjoyed. I thought it was a quirky, fun, original series. Like Trevor said, like I really enjoyed 4 and 5. Like, I was kind of in. I really enjoyed Oscar Isaac's performance, but overall, I think I just didn't care. I didn't like. I had fun with the episode, but at the end of the day, like I kind of forgot about Moon Knight. I kind of went off my life, and it's like,
Yeah.
if I never see him again, that's fine. But like, it'd be cool if I did. It's a cool
because
character.
you mentioned Daredevil, and there's maybe 5-second sequence where he's Mr. Knight and he has the batons, and it's straight Daredevil where it's really
Same thing.
gritty street fight, and I'm like, this could be the show. You
This
have
could have
it,
been the show.
and then
Yes.
they bring in the CGI Moon Knight, and he flies around, and it's like, I have
And it's
no
like,
idea what's going on, and
never mind.
that
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
like, I
ties
don't
in.
know. What's that now?
Yeah, it's the juxtaposition. Like Arthur and Moon Knight are fighting on the side of the pyramid, and they rotate the camera 360 degrees. And that's what I meant by the DC thing, where you have people who can't be harmed. You can toss them 3,000 miles away. They can slam into gigantic pyramids, and they don't even get a scratch. And then there's no stakes, and I don't care. I roll my eyes at bodies smacking together without any harm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
you there.
Yeah,
That's
and
why
I think
Daredevil was
that's
nice.
where like I was saying the whole kaiju scene was one of my favorites, but I'm like, well, how is anybody getting hurt here? You guys are gods. Like who?
yeah, like, is there aim to kill each other? Because I don't think they can.
Like they're punching each other. What is a punch gonna do? You're a god. You're not using your avatar to fight. You're
mean, it looked
literally
cool.
gods, dude. This
I like
is
it.
ridiculous.
It's fun.
It looked cool.
No, it
A little
did. It looks
cheesy
great.
at times, but
And even
Yeah.
the giant gator looked great. I thought she looked fantastic.
she looked pretty cool. I liked her design a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Funko spoiled that for me, by the way.
No,
Thanks,
I'm sorry.
Funko.
Funko.
Yeah.
These
I was just flipping
guys.
through Twitter or Instagram or something, and Funko had posted, "Oh, hey, buy the gator." I'm like, "Oh, I guess we definitely see the gator in this one."
There you go.
And that's what she's gonna look like.
Yeah. All right, series then. Let's go. Unless you have more to say on this episode, I don't.
I'd
have
say my
anything
only
else.
other thing to say is we talked about the stinger with Jake. I don't like that they killed Harrow. I feel like Marvel
Yeah.
television shows have gotten into this thing, except for maybe Loki, where it's like, actually a lot of television shows, it's like we have to kill the villain by the finale.
Season finale, right?
We can't have villains that span multiple seasons for some reason to make them more of a threat or like recurring or anything like that. I thought Harrow could have been a good recurring villain because he still has
Absolutely.
Amet inside him. But they're like, nah, we're just gonna shoot him in the head and he's gone. I was like, all right.
In the
Okay.
end credits scene too.
I
He didn't
know.
even get killed in the main story.
I would have been much more intrigued if Conchu and Jake had taken him somewhere. If we didn't see what happens to him, that would have been a lot more intriguing.
Yeah, where's he
like they were
going?
gonna
I would
use him
have
as, like,
had
a second
questions.
Avatar or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well-
where are they taking him? Back to the temple? Like what's happening?
And now this is one of my biggest questions is
Mhm.
so Conchu has Jake, but Jake is still Mark and Steven.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, what wait, the next season, what are they gonna do? They're gonna have them fighting themselves?
Again.
It's gonna be like a bathroom scene from Liar Liar. What are you doing?
Could
Kicking
be.
my own ass. You mind?
No, it's going to be probably a lot like this season was at the beginning, where instead of them not knowing, they know that there might be this other version of them, but they don't know that version of them is still attached to Conchu. So they're probably going about their life thinking, "Oh, we're just Stephen and Mark hanging out in London. This is gonna be fun."
But they black out
And then
for
find
days
out, yeah,
at
they
a
black
time.
out. Like, wait a second, we're still blacking out.
Right.
That's what the next season is gonna be.
And
Yeah.
shout out to Conchu in a suit. That was
That actually-
the best
okay.
version of him.
Best version.
I'm like, oh, I finally kind of like this guy now.
I
Alright.
definitely dug that. That was really cool. Sitting in the back of a limo, like, oh, that just
that
looked-
was good stuff.
that was real good
Mhm.
stuff.
The
Yeah.
end credits scene might have been my favorite, like 2 minutes sequence of the entire scope of the show.
Might have been mine too.
Uh,
But
wasn't
you
too bad,
needed
huh?
the whole show to appreciate that scene.
maybe
Yeah.
not.
It's also fun there. So this was in the background, but it just stood out to me. There's a sequence where, right when Arthur's about to like just defeat Moon Knight, in the background is Layla, and there's one of just like a mercenary guy, and he's shooting Layla. He's standing as close as I am to Michelle, just like right next to her. She has her wing up, covering her
Yeah.
head, and he's shooting straight into the wing. All he has to do is point a little bit down,
Yeah.
you get her whole abdomen, all of her legs. She's completely dead, but he's just right into the wing for no reason.
No, it's very much like Austin Powers. Like, you can kill him right now, Dad. He's right there. No, son, you don't understand. I can't watch him die. It's like, oh, look, give me a gun right now, and I'll shoot him. Same thing, man.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like that was such a quick thing that I didn't even really think about it. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
I noticed that
happened.
scene, but wasn't thinking like, yeah, you could just aim down. I just thought it was silly that he was like right next to her shooting her. It's like, what are you doing? Just like kick her or something or move her. I don't know.
Oh, but
A lot
yeah,
of things you could
her
have done.
her wings were so awesome.
They're really cool.
Like that was cool. But her reveal of the wings where she like walks out all slow motion and then she puts her arms behind her back and shing.
Ching.
Like, well, hold on. Did you know you could do that?
Oh, she knew. She had that look in her eye, like, hold on, guys. Look at this.
Ooh, I'm gonna do this for the camera.
Because I thought she was
Shing.
going to pull out weapons, right? Because she did the whole back thing. I'm like, yeah. And it wasn't. It was wings.
Just
That's
back
fine.
on Layla for a second, just because I just thought of this. There's
Uh-huh.
that whole thing where Conchu shows up in the pyramid and Harrow realizes somebody's released him and he turns to one of his lackeys. He's like, somebody else is here. Go find her.
Yeah, no, I made a note of that.
Nothing ever happens.
He
from
completely. The next we see him, he's climbing up the side of the pyramid.
Yeah, it's like, weren't you looking for? I kept waiting for somebody to come up on Layla, especially when she's like staggering through that hallway, like having the conversation with the hippo. And I was like, that person's gonna come up. They're gonna find her. They're gonna find her. That person just like left.
They're like, I couldn't find her.
Oh, guys, I tried. I looked down that hallway down there.
Okay, so another question. Harrow comes to the blockade and he puts the staff into the ground and all the souls leave their bodies. And then he goes up to one guy and is like, "Oh, hey, yeah, you're a good man. There you go. You're with us now." But whenever he's on the pyramids, he has all of his lackeys do the killing. Why can't he just throw the staff down again and just Thanos everybody?
That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, wouldn't that make more sense if he was Thanosing that whole thing?
That's what I thought he was doing, but then I thought
maybe there's like a range.
I had the same question though. I don't know.
Yeah, Ahmet started fighting Khonshu as big gods, and he was watching it. He got distracted with what he was doing.
No, it was before that,
right
because what he did, he pointed the staff into the sky, and it shot a beam into the sky, and it was almost like that was the signal. Now everybody walk around and start going, "Judge everyone, judge them all."
I think what that might have done was kind of like the dark mark situation, where like it started like the symbol showed up on their wrists, on everyone's wrists at the same time. It's my guess, maybe. I'm shooting in the dark here.
Because
it's the same
had
question.
those tattoos already, so
No,
that
but it
marks
turned
the
them red.
disciples.
It's like the
it made them
it's
functional.
Like,
Functional. There you go. It's made them functional.
It activates it. Yeah, he
Right, just like the dark
switch.
mark. You have the dark mark show up in the sky, and everyone starts moving on their wrists. It's the same idea.
You got the Thanos thing, man. Just
it's
shove
weird,
this.
it must have a range of like 10, 20 feet. It sends out like a little shockwave, and that you have to be in that range.
Yeah, no, you're too far. Come in.
Come on, the guys run away. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who had a good soul, he was just far enough
Yeah, he's
away.
like,
oh boy, wow.
Yeah, I'm a
I
good
was
guy.
feeling it. I was feeling it for a second.
got away.
Okay, whole series as a whole. Let's get into that.
So series as a whole, I'd say it was quite up and down. Like it started off good, and then it dipped down around 3, and then 4, 5 built back up, and I feel like 6 went back down. It like on a roller coaster, I feel like it left just kind of like the drop pitted out, and it could go back up, but it's kind of like I made it through like the main portion of the roller coaster, and there's no chain left to go up a hill. This is a weird analogy. I'll just say it's about a C. Okay, that's how I would give the show. It's like right in the middle. It's not super bad, but it's not something that, I can't wait for Moon Knight 2. Oh, I hope Moon Knight shows up in Blade. I hope Moon Knight's in everything now. I want him part of the Avengers. I don't really care.
Okay.
I think for me, I would like to actually see a lot more of I'm just gonna call him Poe Dameron. I want to see more of Poe. I like that guy.
See Oscar Isaac. All right.
Oscar, thank you. Oh my god, his name slipped out of my brain.
Sorry.
He is just so fantastic. That's the only reason why I would like to see more Moon Knight, is because I like him. I think he's fantastic.
Okay. Yeah, I would say the same thing.
His acting was phenomenal in this. No, everything else aside, he nailed that character in that role.
Yeah.
Yep.
Characters, I guess.
But in your analogy of the roller coaster, this show really was a roller coaster. Number 3 was like the worst of the worst, but I wouldn't say 6 was as bad as 3 by a long shot. I think 6 was definitely much, much better than 3. Just
that's one too many muches, but yes, it was.
Yeah.
No, I think the problem with 6, like 3 is forced backstory. And so you kind of need to tell that because it's a brand new character and you have to handhold the audience. And they should have split it up over every episode, but they're like, we'll just dump it all in 3. 6 is they built everything up and it just didn't hit for me because there was no stakes at all. I mean, I know it's a Marvel show, it's a superhero show that he's going to win in the end, but he never really faced adversity at all. His its adversity moment, he blacks out and it's resolved.
Right. Oh my God, that was almost like a slap in the face to the audience. You can't deny that one.
No.
No,
Can't.
none of us are.
I don't know who.
I know.
Well, no, there's gonna be people online who are gonna be like, "Oh, well, you just didn't get it." No, I got it all right.
Well, we got it. It wasn't that hard to figure out.
Right.
This show's
With-
pretty
With the
basic in that way.
minor amount of research about this show, we know that there's that third fella in there. So, like,
We just want to see it. It'd be nice to
We want to
actually
see
that.
it.
And we just want to see Moon Knight do stuff. Like I said, Mr. Knight with the brutal street thing could have been the whole show. You could have just had Jake as in the city of New York in Hell's Kitchen doing a Daredevil show as Moon Knight. I mean, instead we're gonna do some big fighting Egyptian gods. I don't know if that's the proper angle for this show.
To that point, like I think that would have been the better show for Layla in the second season, like on her own show or something, and have Mark be in Hell's Kitchen or New York or something, and being kind of goofy and weird and part of the whole New York scene. You would have had a weird cast of characters. It would have been a lot of fun. So I do agree with you. I think that would have been amazing to see him be like this lounge singer type guy with that Mr. Knight suit and beat up everybody at the bar.
And just
That'd
have
been
that brutalness to it, because obviously they didn't want to invest in CGI, so they should have said, hey, let's try to do this show without CGI instead of let's actually do a Godzilla within this, because that's no CGI, right? We got that just easy.
Right.
I still can't give. You mentioned Rita Repulsa, and
I know I can't unsee
now
that.
I can't unsee.
fair.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining her coming out of her dumpster going.
Oh, that
Give me
great
your
dubbing.
souls.
Oh yeah.
She has the
2,000 years, I'm back, baby.
She just
She
hits the
does have a
staff.
She'll be the villain in season 2.
Oh, I
Yep.
hope that would make for such a better show. I love Rita Repulsa, man. I love her. She's
Someone
so
has to.
annoying, but she's fun. I'm a Power Rangers fan. Sue me,
Me
whatever.
too.
Oh, really? What's your favorite Power Ranger?
The Pink Ranger.
Of
Doy.
course.
What
Obviously.
was I
Everybody's-
thinking? The pterodactyl, the bow and arrow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, now you got Hawkeye. Hawkeye can now become
Power
Moon Knight already
Rangers
looks like
Avengers crossover.
Hawkeye already, or who is it? Moon Knight already looks like the White Ranger. We got Hawkeye and the girl. She's the Pink Ranger. She already wears purplish. So let's do this.
All right.
I love it.
Um,
Love it. We
maybe
just-
in that
We're
universe,
making it better.
there you go.
Okay,
Wow.
so I'm sorry. I feel like we keep getting off track.
Oh,
Yeah. Not much
yeah,
else to say about
It's
the
like
show,
this
really.
show. Off track.
It did feel a little kind of all over the place. I feel like they didn't know what they really wanted to do with it.
Mhm.
And so they kind of tried to do everything. And some
well-
things worked, and some things were just kind of like, whoa.
I feel like his backstory is so complicated that it would have been better to have sprinkled it out over movies or
I
something.
liked
I
his
could see that.
backstory a lot.
I know,
I
and
liked
it
the whole.
would have
way
been
they
fun
explored it.
though to have done that, been introduced to the character first as Moon Knight, and then get his backstory. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah, backstory dump wasn't the best way, because he does have a complex, intricate storyline.
Yeah. And I did enjoy that aspect of the show. I just wish it would have been handled differently. That's all.
Oh, crud. I just had
Huh?
something hit me.
Uh oh. Well,
Okay,
hit us with it.
literally.
the hip.
Yeah.
There are bugs flying around in here. There's a bunch of, or like, I've got this big light, so there's like moths going towards it. Okay, the hippo said, "We haven't had anyone here in a while," but she did say, "Hey, I saw your dad, and he's doing great. He's in the field of reeds."
Mhm.
For a god that's been around for thousands upon thousands of years, I think a 5-year, maybe not even 5 years. Like that's such a short time that she saw. I mean, I thought she
Yeah.
was lonely and hadn't seen anybody since the Egyptian times. That was my interpretation of that.
It was
But
like when Jeannie says that I've been in that lamp for
10,000
yeah, that's how
years.
she acted when she actually saw somebody.
Exactly. Like they had
Maybe
the
it
whole
was just 5
screaming
years. I
thing.
don't know.
And by the way, hippos wiggle their ears because there's like bugs and flies flying by their ears.
Mhm.
She was in the field of reeds. There better not be bugs and flies in the field of reeds because she was wiggling her ears a lot out there.
I don't know. Maybe there is.
Sorry. These are
So much for
minor
silence
things.
whenever you have a gnat by your ear. That's one of the worst annoying sounds. That's
It
no
got so
peaceful
quiet out
afterlife.
Let's just beat this
Maybe-
show to
Back.
death.
Maybe that's why. That's why he needed Steven back. He was annoyed with all the gnats in his ears.
It's the bad place. Undercover the bad place.
Yeah.
I'm literally imagining like that scene from Gladiator where instead of Gladiator, it's Mark walking and his
It was
fingers
totally
are
the
going
gladiator
Gladiator
feels.
walking through, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Damn, no, gnats!"
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, why does this have to be the finale of my life?
Oh, Gladiator. Great movie, by the way. Go back
They
and
should have
watch
played
that.
the gladiator song. It would have added more gravitas to it.
They should just play Gladiator the movie.
With Poe Dameron as Gladiator.
There you go.
Yes. And he has a split personality.
And Chewie is jumping out. Ah!
Oh boy.
This is fun. Let's make our own
Giant
movies.
multiverse.
Hey, we've got infinite amount of verses that we can
I know.
multiverse here. So
on that note, do you guys feel like Moon Knight is in a different universe?
I don't think so.
well, why?
Why do I think it's in a different
No,
universe?
no. Why does Prague think that it's in our universe?
Or in the MCU universe?
I think they would have. I think it would have been like discussed in this series if it were. I don't think they
But
would have
think about-
withheld that information from us.
But they think about all the things they didn't talk about.
I know. I've been thinking about that the whole series.
But not only that, every other show and movie has hit that 5-year gap at some point.
They've touched on it, the snap, I've been dusted, any
The
of that.
blip.
They
Nothing.
never mention it, or Thanos, or there's that whole thing where he has to talk with Hera. I don't know if you guys mentioned it in that episode because I wasn't here. About like Hitler. If you met Hitler as a baby and you knew all the horrible things he was going to do, would you kill him? It's like, well, why didn't they use Thanos as an example? Wouldn't that be a much more like MCU example, much more recent and relevant? And they don't.
It's true. I don't know.
I mean, is all this MCU stuff just so localized to the USA or mainly New York? I mean, everything seems to happen in New York with the MCU.
I'm pretty sure half of the population of the universe disappeared. So
yeah,
I think it hit outside of the US.
Well, no, dude, I get that, but like, we're not seeing big aliens happening anywhere else outside of the. You know what I mean?
No, we did. We
We
went
Wakanda?
to Wakanda. We've been to
Yeah, okay.
that-
Wakanda is a place that nobody can go to except for Wakandans.
That's fair. Wakanda wasn't the best
Nobody even
example.
knows about Wakanda unless
Okay,
you
what
are a
about
superhero.
Sokovia?
Yeah,
Yep,
Sokovia.
Sokovia as well.
Yeah.
Sokovia.
They picked it up and dropped it the entire town.
That's true.
It, like killed tons of people.
Okay.
Germany. Germany.
Notice
They've been to Germany.
me.
before, yeah.
Notice me, who knows little to nothing
The
about
first Thor takes place in New Mexico. The first
Exactly.
Iron Man takes place in California.
USA.
Yeah, but it's not New York. You're saying New
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just
Specifically.
pish posh.
Pish.
Now
York.
you
The
just
second Thor takes place in, I know everyone hates it, but it takes place in the UK.
Yeah.
okay. Fine, you win.
So that
Oh.
they
Let's keep
crashed a
going.
giant
What?
alien
Oh.
spaceship into the UK, like into London. So I think
I
you
think
know,
they
the
should be
MCU
mentioning it.
yes, something,
Yeah, they should.
anything.
It's weird they don't say it at all.
It is weird. It's very.
So it
stealth.
could also be before 2008.
Could. I'm trying to think technology wise what was in them.
I
'cause
wonder-
everything's- maybe.
Yeah, no, I'm so sorry, Prague. I didn't mean.
You're
to
good.
interrupt
I'm
you.
just thinking out loud. You're good.
Because I was when when we're in the first 2 episodes as Steven and he's walking around London, maybe there's clues in there that's like, you know, a newspaper or something that has the year on it. But I feel like in all of our research, it probably would have, someone would have
somebody would have
pointed that
seen it.
stuff out and said, hey, this is before the blip. Hey, this is before Iron Man even did his thing. I don't know.
Yeah, because Captain Marvel, they particularly make a point of putting all the Easter eggs from the 90s.
Mhm. And even then, like, then everyone's like, well, where has she been? Like, the same thing with Moon Knight. If this all happens before the MCU time period, where did he die?
Well, nobody cares to
stop-
call Moon Knight. Again,
Right.
they're taking all of these souls to the Egyptian land of the afterlife, and no one cares. Not one superhero we've ever met has any relevance or care about that. Like, this seems like a big deal, but it must not be. So no one
It's a
even
third
knows
world
Moon Knight
country.
exists.
Let's see. You see problems here. We're seeing some problems here, huh?
I feel like Moon Knight, I want it to be its own stand. Like, I wanted it to literally end where Doctor Strange says, we need you. He opens his little thing. He comes from our world and pulls Moon Knight from whatever Earth he's in. That would have been awesome. But
And that's
Moon Knight feels very
Ooh,
standalone.
look at this shiny circle. Ooh. Hey, Mark, you seeing this shiny circle? Yeah, I'm seeing the circle. All right, we're going through the circle.
Okay,
There,
Alex,
see it?
nice.
I'm doing the whole thing. I'll
Please
do season 2 for you, man.
Okay.
So Alex ranked the shows at the beginning. So
Which
I'll
I
just
probably
say
should have
that
waited.
Loki, it's not even close. It's not really with everything else. And then WandaVision's a solid 2, especially as you get more information. And then I would say everything else kind of, I wouldn't put much of a distinction between Hawkeye, Falcon, and Winter Soldier and Moon Knight. Like, I feel like they're problematic shows, but they have, like, oh, if I extracted this, it would be a good show. Or if I changed this, it would be a good show. And that's how they all kind of fit. Like, that's where, like, Moon Knight's more intriguing, but I still feel like there's problems that make the overall experience forgettable and on par with those other ones.
I think most would be the same first 2, like definitely Loki, WandaVision, but then I'd probably put Moon Knight at 3. I still like Moon Knight better than I liked Hawkeye, and I just really didn't like Falcon and Winter Soldier. So it's always, I don't know if they're ever going to release anything that I don't like.
I'm going to put What If as 3.
I forgot about What If.
Oh, I forgot about What If.
I'll put What If as 3.
Darn it.
Moon Knight
Well,
too.
that just screwed up my rankings.
What If
Nah.
and WandaVision have so much importance. It's crazy.
If you haven't seen Doctor Strange yet and you haven't watched those shows, do yourself a favor and watch them.
Well, luckily
Before
enough,
you-
I have. So whenever I eventually see that
You're
movie,
set.
You'll be set. I think for my ranking, pretty similar. I still think Loki is their best. WandaVision is my favorite, but it's still number 2. Then 3 might be this show, I guess. Maybe.
I say Moon Knight's close. 3,
Yeah,
4.
I would say
Yeah.
Moon Knight's 3. Maybe then What
Right
If?
there in the middle.
Hawkeye. And then if I have to rank Falcon and the Winter Soldier, yeah, I don't.
It's on the
even wanna
list.
rank it.
It doesn't even get a number.
If it has to be on the list, I'll put on the list. If only for the other Captain America guy.
now I think I know that you mentioned this. I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago, Trevor. Do you think that the Loki show has a higher standing just because we already have that backstory with Loki?
I
Because
think
we
it's
already
more-
have that familiarity. And in that show, they do jump into like a lot of the Marvel, like we do sometimes see some other Marvel connection, or well, a lot of Marvel connections.
No, I feel like Loki definitely has a pre-existing audience because we know who Loki is. And then they have a bunch of Easter eggs like, oh, look, there's Frog Thor. Or, oh, look, there's destroyed Avengers Tower and all that. But I think Loki stands out because it's dialogue heavy and the dialogue actually dives into character development rather than character backstory. It's a fine line. It's not always obvious to everyone. And also, I'm a sucker for really intricate dialogue that's thought-provoking. And
Yeah,
so
same. And
I
there
think
wasn't
I
any
might
of
be
that
more
in the
inclined to
show.
Loki than
Yeah.
other shows. Like that might be a personal bias.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah,
always
it's just
going to
better
be those
written.
people that prefer action.
Yeah.
And then Loki's not going to be their show because it's not super action heavy.
Loki didn't have a big
Right.
crocodile fighting a big dead bird thing.
Yeah, but this one
It did have an
even the
alligator.
action. Here's the thing. This show had barely any action too.
All of the action was humans fighting humans. Like most of the action is just people shooting each other.
You're right. There wasn't
I would
a whole lot
definitely
of action
say
in this show.
that Alligator Loki is better than Ahmet.
Agreed.
Oh yeah,
Hands down.
for sure. He bit his
Yeah.
arm off or his hand off. It was
Well, because
fantastic.
Alligator Loki actually did something. This
Yeah.
Ahmed just fought another god in a doesn't matter battle.
It also didn't matter because once Jake defeats Arthur, she's like, "Oh no!" And then she just gives up.
She
her
really
fight
did.
with
She's like, oh
Sancho.
no, I give up.
That's not
Okay.
true. She doesn't really give up until they have him back in the pyramid and they're doing the whole like, let's chant this chant that we somehow know.
Oh yeah, them knowing the words to the chant was amazing.
I forgot that the chant happened. I hated that. I hated that one so much.
Well, that had to have been their avatars doing that.
But
I
they talk with
hope
their actual
so.
voices because we know for sure when Layla is taken over, her voice changes completely. She sounds like the hippo. When they're doing the chant, it's Layla's voice. The hippo's not voicing it.
Uh-oh.
It's a stupid
boy.
scene. There's no other
It
way
was
to
a
put
terrible
that.
scene. That was so cheesy. Yeah, chanting is either cheesy or creepy, and that was just cheesy, and I did not care for it. That's all.
Well, there you go.
Moon Knight.
It
happened.
It happened.
Yay!
It happened.
I think the thing that I hate so much is the fact that I feel like we were kind of looking forward to the show. Like
Yeah.
with the previews for this show made it look so good because we were seeing Moon Knight in every trailer, every preview, and it was like, this show's gonna be rad. And then we got a show.
Some rad stuff, but the
We
most
got
of it was
some
kinda
rad stuff
forgettable.
for sure. Yes.
We just wanted more Moon Knight.
Yeah. Give us the title, baby.
If
Yeah.
if they were to go back and redo it, I think I would start in the asylum sooner and have
Mm.
more just discussion straight up like Hannibal talking to Will Graham type of ideas of the mind and how many things can corrupt it and what happens when your
Because
mind
those are
gets
the good
corrupted.
scenes. Those were
Yeah.
great scenes. Yes, I agree.
And then have more investment in the money into Moon Knight and you'd have a better show. If Moon Knight looked better, as once he's Mr. Knight, it looks cool. Because it's not all these
Looks more
weird
practical,
CGI
Yeah.
like strands on him.
Yeah.
So I don't mind, and I've discussed it before. I don't mind the look of Moon Knight. I think he looks awesome. I think he looks.
I think
Oh,
he
the
looks
character
good as
design.
concept art.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, concept art. Thank you. That's the word.
yeah. And I was super expecting him to call someone a effing nerd in this episode. I was
Didn't
expecting it,
happen.
That must be Jake.
Yeah, they,
It's definitely a Jake thing.
right? But he in the comic he was Moon Knight.
yeah, well, he's always Moon Knight.
He's always Moon Knight.
Whatever.
In a way, right?
Yeah.
Just different
Whatever.
version of him.
Okay, I'm done. That was Moon Knight. See you in season
I'm done.
two.
That's Moon Knight.
The end.
See you in
What-
season 2.
The
Yeah.
cool thing is, whether you liked Marvel or not, we're heading right into Doctor Strange, and then Miss Marvel's coming really soon. So there's plenty of Marvel stuff. They're
It's
never
never
going to
gonna
let you
end.
not think about it.
Nope.
The Star
This is
Wars
the
treatment
song
all
that
over again,
never
baby.
ends. Yeah.
Luckily, there's Kenobi too, in case you were tired of Star Wars.
I'm actually very much looking forward to Kenobi. We're gonna have a special guest for Kenobi, which is gonna be awesome. Who's gonna be able to walk us through a lot
The
of the
cool
stuff
thing
in
about
this show.
Kenobi is it looks like he doesn't have CGI mummy wraps on him. It looks like he just stands there.
Yeah, but you know what
No,
else
it's
it
just from
looks
the
like?
Advertisements.
You know what else it looks like? It looks like he's doing a whole lot of walking in sand, like Boba Fett.
But also like Moon Knight, he could have walked more in the sand, but he did to get some sand walking in too.
That's true. Oh my god, he did. At least it
That's
was
just Disney
edited
Plus's
down.
thing now.
Yeah, they should just change it to Disney Plus Sand.
God.
Solid way to end this episode.
To everyone listening, we hope you enjoyed. Let us know your thoughts on Moon Knight. Are we completely off base? Are you super excited for season 2? Be sure to let us know. Until then, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you next time.
Prog out.
Adios, y'all.
Bye.